Hello, welcome to an all-new DC Cast, Explosion Network's hub for discussing all things DC Comics related, a place to talk about everything happening in Metropolis, Gotham, and beyond. I'm your host, Asher Hobley. Joining me today is Dylan Blight.
We're to be here to talk about cultural appropriation.
Yeah, how do you feel about cultural appropriation?
Not good.
Did this episode go too far?
No, I mean it's comedy, right? It's fine.
Oh, so it's all right if it's a joke. Is that what you're saying? Cultural appropriation is okay if it's a joke?
Restart the episode.
Hello, welcome to what? No. All right, today we're talking about the latest episode of Peacemaker. So let's dive in. Please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about plot themes in any of the episode. So if you haven't watched it, come back later. With that said, let's talk about Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 4. Need I say Door? Directed by Peter Sollett, written by James Gunn. Dylan, what do you think of this week's episode of Peacemaker?
Hold on. Sorry, different show. Yeah, it was good. I thought it was it sort of whipped through a bunch of things to get to it did feel like between like last week's episode was more of a slowed down pace, let's explore this world and everything, and then this one was a sort of like let's whip through a lot of these beats to get to where we're probably more massive episode presumably next week. But yeah, I mean overall solid. It teased the explanations more behind the door. It teased the how does your dad even make those helmets? It's like, oh, that's a long story. Like there was a lot of teasing around in this episode. Cliffhanger, is Harcourt turning to the dark side or not? Lots of funny lines from the start of this episode was probably what's his name? What's the bigger dude's name? Old 9 foot
Economist.
Yeah, this was his episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the episode was fine. It just felt, at the end, it kind of felt like the whole entire episode was kind of treading water. Like, we didn't move that far from where we were at the end of last week. We're almost in the exact same situation as last week, where Chris is about to get raided again. He doesn't realize what's coming.
Or does he?
Does he? He might. Is he several steps ahead? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun to be had in here. And I mean, yeah, some great jokes, and we get. It's great to have old Judo Master back. Soul did some hard selling this week.
Yeah, that was a AAA versus some American promotion match, is what that was.
Yeah. So, let's get into talking about this episode. It kicks off 35 years ago. Chris accompanies his brother Keith and their father Augie Smith on a hunt when they discover an extraterrestrial creature. In spite of Chris's pleading to spare it, Augie kills the creature, and the trio discover the quantum unfolding chamber that it used to travel to their reality, prompting them to take it for themselves. Solid explanation. Also, my thought at the start of the episode was, what? They built his house around this door? Is that what happens? Obviously, they explain that's not the case later in the episode, but wow, that's a really bold choice to build a house in the middle of nowhere. And how fortunate it is it became so commercialized or residential.
I'd love to know if Gunn had any foresight in any of these things in season 1, or he's just sort of J.J. Abramsing it. I mean, I'm fine either way. I just think it's interesting that how it's sort of unfolding. And yet I do wonder. Because not that he needed, I don't feel like it makes him a bad writer to just be like, there's I'll figure out the how and the why later.
There's a door, it does things.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It was just the thing I came up with in season 1 to explain. Yeah. In the present, a team of Argus agents led by Sasha's Bordeaux are en route to Chris's residence, planning a raid to retrieve QC and arrest the latter. Operative John Economist reluctantly accompanies bird hunter Red St. Wild, who was hired by the organization to kill Chris's pet bird, Bald Eagle Eagly, following their neutralization of Agent Langston Fleury's strike team the night before.
When you say his name out loud, it's even worse.
What, Red Sam Wild?
Yeah.
His name's Red. I just enjoyed this car ride to the, what do they call? This is called Lion. Code names.
Yeah, every episode there is a segment in which a bunch of characters talk about nonsense.
Absolutely, and this was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Judo Master asking if he remembers beating him over the head with the tire iron. And Economist saying, "Hey, I would have loved to be here with your corpse, just carrying your corpse around like all the time." What, antagonizing my family? I think you take it a little bit too seriously. And just the incredible racism from Red Sam Wild, cultural appropriation.
Are you Chinese?
No. You Chinaman? No, I'm Vietnamese.
Vietnamese. Ain't that where all they come from anyway? Fucking hell.
Pouring out Flurry for his faces last week.
Yeah.
The other week. Gave me a wink. It's a Midwestern thing for we're all in this together. Just incredible levels of ridiculousness. All right. Economist alerts Chris to his team's presence, enabling Chris to flee the house with the QC. Red Sam Wild attempts to shoot Eagly, but is knocked out by Economist. While evading Argos, Chris defeats Judo Master in the woods and messages Adebayo to pick him up and take him to a cabin in Settlers Hill. Few interesting points here. Obviously, Eagly got into the fridge and, having what he wants. Why do you think Eagly... Is there a reason behind Eagly wanting to go back to the fridge, or is he just on munchies?
Nope, just on the munchies.
I guess that's what happens when you kill a bunch. Take out a bunch of agents.
My dude's... Yeah.
You've heard a cheat meal.
My dude's hungry.
And if you watch the end credits, he eats well.
Does he? What does he do?
Yeah, it was more of of Red Sam Wild tasting his droppings and naming all the things that he ate.
Nice.
So yes. Yeah, I mean, really simple, really. Why didn't they have the back door covered before they busted in? Do you know what I mean? This is a pretty shit strike team.
Yeah, and we've gathered that over the course of 3 episodes, basically.
Yes, but we do get Judo Master. The Judo Master Chris fight highlight of the episode, including Judo Master just flipping at the same time that Chris is running.
Fast flipping.
Fast? Just flipping fast. Just I forgot that, Judo Master was kind of on the alien side last season. It's like, you fucked up the world one time, I'm going to let you do it again. And then ultimately just getting crushed because eventually Chris falls on him. Nothing you can do about that. I also have to highlight Economist saving Eagly by just knocking Red Sam Wild out. And then
two eagles. 2 eagles.
Yeah. Another eagle came and attacked you. You know what this means. That eagle is the primal eagle. Eagle, leader of all the eagles. And I must kill him.
His life's been leading to this.
Solve all our problems that we did to Native Americans. That will undo all those crimes.
I just like that. I don't know. Is that what we're taking from that?
It seems a stretch.
Is there alternate options?
I think we can both agree that Eagle needs to die.
No.
Just see incredible back and forth. Incredible. Yeah. Economist stalls, unlocking the doorway into the QC for Bordeaux's team, while Chris and Adebayo successfully open it within the cabin, causing the door at his home to lead into a closet, when accessed by Bordeaux. Adrian Chates meets up with the pair to install door hinges on the request of Chris on the entrance at Chris's request. Obviously, Chris spilling the beans to Adebayo here about, this alternate universe and how great it is, and Adebayo trying to make him remember that this, this is where he belongs ultimately. But Chris ain't having it, really. He's all about Harcourt. I can't leave this girl hanging. She's been shitted on. You know?
Killed her real ex-boyfriend, but yeah.
I killed the guy. Also, my brother and father will think I'm dead. Even though that's what I am.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
She also makes a very good point that maybe you just walk into this dimension that just kind of gives you everything you want, you know? It's like,
good point.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a fantastic universe that actually is real.
Do you want to talk about the fan theory that was going around last week after we recorded?
No, I don't think I saw there was a fan theory. I didn't read
the
it.
major fan theory, or some, I can't remember. I'd give proper shout outs if I could remember who I saw post the original theory, but it is apparently that it's based on there is a comic world, like a universe of which it could be the basis of, but it's basically like a KKK world. So the going theory as to why is obviously that would make sense given his father's history and everything, but also so people have pointed out that they've gone through and not a single not even a background character, no people of color, all white people everywhere. Very like.
What about the terrorist organization? Were they?
Well, no, they don't count. They're talking about like.
Okay, like all the important people.
Older women, including hardcore, like below knees dresses and like sort of Nazi Germany type stuff. The towns have this life. Yeah, conservative. Towns have this like 50s, 60s sort of. Like, it made sense. Reading through it, I was like, you know what? That would make sense. Yeah. Because it's like, it's so good. But. Yeah. So that's the current going theory.
Yeah. So he brings Annabelle with him next week, and then it's all fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all fun, you know. Some solid stuff to think of. Chris also ruins all of Annabelle's dreams about her ad in the pro shooter.
She's so happy
about the magazine is.
It's a gun.
She's so happy and pleased about this tiny little ad.
Can you also watching that because it's a gun magazine, right? The fact that gun magazines are a real thing to me, it's just one of those things that like popped up. Was like, gun magazines, they're real, yeah. Like someone's like, let me get a subscription so I can flick through and look at guns and babes. Like,
yeah,
what a thing.
Just guns, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just for her dreams to be dwindled. 12 readers. They're hiring. What else? Amnesiac. Red Sage Wild performs a ritual with his open head wound to invoke magic used to track Ely to the cabin. So it seems like he has some sort of.
I know.
He's got some background.
Yeah, he's 1/10 Native American.
He's like 1/20th, yeah.
Yeah, 1/20th. Yeah. Fucking.
Argus director Rick Flags visits former agent Amelia Harcourt and tempts her with the prospect of rejoining the organization in exchange for her assistance in capturing Peacemaker, leveraging her personal relationship towards him. A lot to read into this scene. Obviously, we know that Rick Jr. and Harcourt were friends.
This is supposed to be like
with benefits.
Yeah, this is the problem I had with this scene. It's straight. I'm like, you look too close in age. It's very weird. Like, it's like, he's my son.
People have been saying that, but if you think about it, like apparently Frank Grillo is only 15 years older than Joel Kinnaman, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of realistic that a guy would knock up a girl at 15 in America, in the South, and then go join the army.
Yeah. I think it's just like you're looking at him and
yeah. But also implies that obviously she worked under him because he kept calling him General. That kind of stuff. So, I mean, what's their back history like?
Well, he had a line about breaking his back, which is, I believe, still from that show. I haven't watched that.
That is from that show. From Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos, yeah.
Where he gets in a fight with a monster and comes off second best. You know, so you know, all connected. You know, Also, I don't know if I know I didn't mention it last week, but you remember the sign of on the scaffolding that he uses to jump across the buildings?
Yeah.
It's the mighty crab joist. That was the poster.
What are the mighty
There's a big ad
Crabjoys?
for the mighty crab joist.
What are the mighty Crabjoys?
That's the band that Superman likes.
Oh,
The fake band.
yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. So they exist in both universes.
Both universe, or every universe.
Every universe, yeah. Just not ours.
They do, I guess, technically now. But yes, Target, Rick Flag informs Amelia Harcourt that she's been black booked by Waller on her way out. Apparently, Waller holds a grudge against her for corrupting her daughter. Ironic. Yeah. So Chris
he also talks about because she says like about how Chris was just doing her orders, and he's
he
like
was just following orders, and
he's like, no, we didn't follow her orders, and blah 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 blah, like implied. I'm like, bitch, you look like an order follower.
Yeah. If I didn't follow your orders, I'm pretty sure I'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So, Chris subsequently messaged her, and she relays her plan to rendezvous with Chris at Cuppering Park. Chris takes Adrian's car to meet with Harcourt, unaware that Flag and his team are also waiting for him. Again, kind of bringing us to the point of last week. But, obviously, he's going there to ask the question that, can they ever be together? And the answer will be no, and that's why he'll go to the new universe. And obviously find out everything is terrible.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess they don't capture him. She says no. They let him talk for a minute. She says no. I reckon she'll be like, no, Chris, we can never be together. Also, she'll have like a subtle hint, but like, by the way, people are here. I'm sorry I betrayed you, sort of thing. And then he'll fight his way out and go to the other universe, basically.
Yeah, we can't be together because Rick Flag Jr. is here with us now as we speak, in spirit or not in spirit. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, I mean, fun time. Again, only 39 minutes long.
Yeah.
Not terribly lengthy episode. So, yeah. Anything else you want to mention?
2 short ones, eh? Or relatively short ones. I know you're like, yeah, they can be as long as they want. But I don't know. Again, I know it's the streaming service, but I'm just used to proper HBO shows having like a consistency. Somewhat consistency. Usually it's like 45 minutes or whatever, maybe an extra 10, 15 minutes at times, but you'd never go below. The minimum's the minimum. You write to the minimum. Minimum. Yeah.
All right, let us know what you thought of this week's episode of Peacemaker by letting us know on social media by finding us at explosionnetwork.com/follow. If you want to help us out here at All New DC Cast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Anyone leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you've watched this episode, if you listen to this episode, thought it was worth $1, head on over to our donation page at explosionnetwork.com/supports. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you watch next week's episode of Peacemaker. Join us next time for another All New DC Cast.